Your game areas that require reverb won't always be neatly separated. Sometimes the audio volumes will need to overlap, and sometimes it makes more sense to have audio volumes nested within other audio volumes. When you have a room within a larger room, for example, we'll look at how you can use priority settings of the audio volumes to control which one takes precedence. So shortcut key 7 in the demonstration project will take you to this area, it's cave 2. And if we have a quick play, we can see there's some magical areas we'll be looking at later within a larger cave. Then there's a couple of these smaller side caves coming off. Now to see things a bit more clearly, again we're going to go to the side view and hide some of the above ground objects so that when we go back to the perspective view, we can see the caves a bit more clearly. So for this larger cave, I've taken the reverb that I used in the smaller cave and adapted it a little bit. So in the smaller cave, you might remember I used the auditorium reverb, which is one of the engine reverbs. So you might notice with your project that you're not seeing any reverbs by default, but if you enable the viewing of engine content, you can filter by reverb, sounds, reverb effect, and you can see some that are available to you. So what I've done is I've copied that auditorium into my local content file, into the audio reverb folder, and I've adapted it. So this cave 2 now has a slightly longer decay time and a slightly higher reflections gain. That's in order to reflect the larger size of this cave when compared to the first cave area. So looking at the larger cave and these two side caves, you might be able to see that it'd be quite difficult to craft a series of audio volumes that would fit perfectly around these different shapes. So instead, it makes more sense to actually embed these smaller audio volumes within the larger audio volume and then use the system of priorities to say which one should be used. So my larger audio volume here is called Cave 2. That's got a priority of 0, and the smaller audio volumes have a priority of 1. That means that the smaller audio volumes will be the ones that take effect. So we're in the larger cave. You can hear the auditorium. Just going to use that console command, audio solo sound class character. So now we just hear our footsteps. Now, although this side cave is encompassed within that large audio volume, because it's got a higher priority, the smaller reverb will take precedence. So you can hear that much tighter reverb there for the side caves. You'll probably use this prioritization system quite a lot when dealing with audio volumes. If we go back to the first cave, we can see that we had the cave area and then this fairly neat side cave coming off it that had the griffin in it. But the cave also has a side cave within it. And again, I've used the priority to make sure that we hear that reverb when we're in that space. And then this transitional space, this passageway between the two caves, again, you can see it's quite an awkward shape. So simply using audio volumes that don't overlap would be quite difficult. We've seen how we can use the priority settings to make it easier to assign reverbs for less regular shaped areas and for rooms within rooms. The other thing to consider with many modern games is that the room size may change. For example, a wall may be destroyed. We'll be looking at dynamic approaches to reverb in the next tutorial.